What's going on today, guys? Sticks10 here, and we've got a shoutcast of the Dallas Regional for Season 1 of the SIlph Arena tournament. Uh, this tournament took place in Dallas over the weekend. DMasterLance, current number 11 in the world, was kind enough to give us his footage from the event. DMasterLance, let's see what team he is running. Current number 11 in the world. Let's see how the top people in the world are battling. Let's see how these go. His team is Gallade, Whiscash, Medicham, Raichu, Sableye, and Skarmory. So you can see he is not running Azumarill. So let's see how that affects the outcome of some of these matches. I think it's interesting he is running Gallade and Whiscash. One of my personal favorites is definitely Whiscash, Daddy Cash, as some people call him. He with that mustache of his, you know. And first round, he is going to go up against Cello Puddin, and he's running Skarmory, Whiscash, Probopass, Medicham, Azumarill, and Sableye. So both of them are running Sableye, Medicham, of course, and Whiscash, Skarmory as well. The main differences are Probopass and Azumarill versus Gallade and Raichu. Raichu and Probopass both doing a similar function of running electric moves. Probopass also has Rock Slide, more than likely, on it. So let's check out the first round. We got Whiscash versus Sableye. Whiscash is just going to hit for neutral damage here for the most part. Sableye has only one move, surprisingly, so let's see how that affects it in this tournament. Has Foul Play, does hit for quite a bit of HP there, and then he's not going to block this Mud Bomb. You can see both are in the yellow already, and Whiscash already has built up to another Mud Bomb, so you can see just how quickly it gets those Mud Bombs off, but Sableye is able to get off another Foul Play before it faints. Whiscash does decide to use a shield, giving DMasterLance the shield advantage now 2-1 in future matchups. Let's see what he brings out. Likely Medicham is coming out to finish off this Whiscash quickly. It's going to be another Mud Bomb here. You can see chunked about 20% of HP away or so. Still well in the green there and able to build up a little bit of energy on that. Already has a power-up punch ready to go. Hits that power-up punch against Skarmory. Let's see what he does here. He does try to switch, and it glitches out and does not allow him to switch there. Definitely would have been a solid place to switch after hitting that power-up punch, able to conserve the HP. And once again, he tries to switch out, and it does not work. He is forced to use the shield here instead of switching to Skarm to absorb those hits. He is able to switch that time to Skarmory, bringing that out, but unfortunately Medicham did take quite a number of hits, but he still has one shield versus 0 for Cello there. Able to take that. He switches out Skarm to Probopass. Let's see how this plays out. I think that's going to be a Rock Slide. I don't think it was enough for a Thunderbolt. Yeah, should have saved up for a Thunderbolt, but he may have been trying to bait out shield, but it wasn't enough moves, I don't think, to get to one. Skarmory hits a Flash Cannon there, chunks a good amount of health there, and it's going to allow his Skarm to fall here to the Thunderbolt this time. And Medicham comes in, is able to just chunk that damage. Already has one power-up punch. Skarmory uses that shield to survive the Sky Attack. It's going to be able to get to that power-up punch, and this is going to be enough to knock out that Skarmory, I do believe, since it is powered up one time already. And that's GG for match one of the first round for DMasterLance. Victory for him. We go into the second match here. Let's see, he brings maybe the same team again. Same lead matchup again, Sableye versus Whiscash. I do like Whiscash in the lead matchup, but against Sableye, it's just doing neutral damage. But you can see if trading shields, they definitely Whiscash can win that just barely with a little bit of HP left. Hits the mud bomb there. DMasterLance does decide to use a shield this time, so he is down a shield now. One shield, two, and we're lagging. Oh, we got a flash flood warning. Both opponents are frozen right now. Talked to DMasterLance about this a little bit. He said, yeah, both of them, I mean, the alert popped up at the same time, froze the battle. They couldn't do anything, so they actually decided to wait it out, see if it would do anything for a little bit. As you can see here, this is just part of PvP. You know, it happens, and you deal with it when it does. So they decided to restart the game. They thought they would have to restart the battle again, but whenever they loaded in, you'll see here in a second once he gets loaded in. So once the notifications go away, you can see it actually relaunches them into the battle. Cello is still trying to load in, so as soon as he loads in, the battle actually resumed exactly where it was. So they just decided to go with it. It didn't affect anything. You can see Sableye there twitching a little. Gonna build up some energy here, and does get off that mud bomb on Whiscash. Whiscash hits that mud bomb, chunking some damage. Does a foul play here, and let's see if Whiscash blocks this. And Whiscash does block, so it's a 1-1 shield situation now, and going to chunk some more damage. He actually uses a second shield, saving up that energy here on Sableye, so he has quite a bit built up now in reserve, ready for Probopass to come in. And so foul play into Probopass. Let's see how much this does. It does a good chunk, and actually has enough for another foul play already built up. So good use of shields. Double shield on that Sableye was a solid choice, because that chunks some damage. And basically almost took out Probopass there with those foul plays and the fast attack. He's going to bring out Medicham, I believe. Yeah, there's Medicham. I'm going to tank this Thunderbolt or Rock Slide, whatever you decide to throw. It is a Thunderbolt. Doesn't do a whole lot, and two counters it looked like, and he's down for the count. Does still have one shield remaining. Skarmory in the back, and this is a solid, it looks like GG here at this point. DMasterLance has Raichu in the back, and this is his last Pokemon for Cello. But we'll see what happens. Not able to get off that charge move there. Lagged out a little bit. Cello might have had the CMP advantage. So Raichu comes in. Gonna go for that wild charge. Let's see if he can get it. He's gonna block it for sure. Gonna hit Sky Attack. This will not be enough to knock out Raichu, and Raichu will get to another wild charge before Skarm can. Actually, doesn't even need to. Can use a Brick Break. Doesn't even need a Brick Break. So GG there. 2-0 DMasterLance in the first round of Dallas Regionals here. And definitely a solid use of his team there. So we go into the second round. CL Burleson. He's running Haunter, Medicham, Melmetal, Azumarill, Skarmory, Venusaur. Gotta watch out for the Venusaur if DMasterLance is going to run his Whiscash, but Whiscash does have some solid matchups against Haunter, Melmetal. So we'll see if he uses it this round, or if he just leans on that Sableye as the lead. Seems like what he liked to run in the first round. You can see, let's see what he brings exactly into here. Also could bring Gallade. has some positive matchups against Venusaur and Medicham. We'll see if he brings that in the back. So he does lead again with Azumarill, and gonna switch out to Raichu here. Got switch advantage there because of that lead matchup. So solid use of a lead and the matchup that he gained from that. Sky Attack into that, not very effective. Hits the Wild Charge. Skarmory's gonna block this more than likely. So let's see. Yep, he does block it. Let's see if he can get another Wild Charge off before Skarm can. Nope, Skarm had CMP, so able to hit that, and so it does need to use a shield here to use the Wild Charge. Builds up a little extra energy and then hits Brick Break, because that is going to be enough, maybe, to knock out Skarm. Let's see how close it is. Oh, not quite, but enough if he hits a second Brick Break to knock out Skarmory there. And does take him down with double Brick Break. And Switch Clock is running out, so he can switch out if he wanted to. It's going to allow his Raichu to fall here to Medicham's Power Up Punch. And he's going to bring out... Is he going to bring out Sableye? Yeah, he brings out Sableye. And going to hit Foul Play into Medicham. Medicham will be forced to use a shield. Does not use a shield. And actually switches out to Skarmory. Here is a positive matchup for... man. It's going to farm up that Venusaur. Sludge Bomb, not the right move to use there. Sludge Bomb is not super effective. Wastes a little bit more energy than Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant definitely is the better use of energy there. You can see still not very effective, but you are getting a little bit more damage for your game. DPE is a little bit higher on Frenzy Plant. So he's able to farm up all that energy, hit that Sky Attack. He's going to shield that, use his last shield, but has another Sky Attack, so that's just going to be GG there. Switching into that Venusaur just gave the switch advantage, and that was the end of it, basically. As soon as that happened, that was the end of the game there for CL Bertelson. Cannot bring that Venusaur if you've got a Skarmory on the other side that can farm it up. So next match, he leads with Azumarill. We've got Sableye on the other side for DMasterLance here. And let's see how this plays out. Got Foul Play into Azumarill. Let's see if he shields it. He doesn't have to. Not very effective. You can see. And did not use a shield there. Shields this. I think it's going to be... Oh, it's actually an Ice Beam. So saving just a little bit of energy there for the next Play Rough. And Foul Play. Again, he does decide to use a shield that time. Obviously, I don't think he knows that it only has one charge move. So Foul Play again into Azumarill. And boom. And is actually tanking pretty well. Did have to double shield though, so 2 shield, 1 shield. Azumarill is going to win finally here with a Play Rough. But tanked it pretty well. Pretty close matchup there if you 2 shield a Sableye versus Azumarill. Brings out Raichu, immediately knocks out with Thundershock there and a couple hits. And he's going to bring out Medicham. So let's see what he does here. Brings out the Wild Charge. I don't know how much this is going to do. It does quite a chunk of damage there. No Protect Shields remaining. This is going to be Power Up Punch, so he does get 1 off. And then trying to switch into that Skarmory. Does finally get into it. Going to be able to farm up some energy, but he will get off possibly an Ice Punch here. Powered up Ice Punch. Doesn't do a whole lot still, but does a little bit to that Skarm. DMasterLance looks like he's in a good position, but it's a Skarmory that comes out. Let's see. And he does hit Sky Attack. And he's got the HP advantage here. D-Master does have the other Pokemon in the back. Let's see, he's going to try to get to Flash Cannon. He is able to, with just a sliver of HP left, close, and able to get that Flash Cannon off to do just a little bit more damage than he would have if it was the other way around. Fortunately, he has no Protect Shields. Raichu is going to fall here to Sky Attack, so that is a loss for DMasterLance. It's now 1-1 in the second round. So it comes down to the final matchup here of round 2. As you can see, reloading into the game, and Raichu versus Azumarill again. Positive lead matchup for DMasterLance. We'll see what he does with his Azumarill. Builds up a little energy and maybe gets out of there, or if he hits a move. And Wild Charge into Azumarill. He's gonna block this. He's got to. He does, and then hits a. This is probably gonna be Ice Beam. Is it Ice Beam? It is Ice Beam, and does decide to shield that up. Let's see. He does trade out his Azumarill and switches to Gallade. So he brought Gallade this time. And so we Power Up Punch. Not going to do a whole lot to Gallade there. And Leaf Blade into Medicham. Probably going to... Does he shield it? May not on this one. He is able to take that. And going to be a... See what he's going to hit. It is an Ice Punch, so that is going to do quite a bit, and Gallade is pretty much down for the count there. So going to bring in Scar maybe, and leave Raichu in the back. Maybe. Yeah, he does bring Skarmory, able to farm up just a bit of energy off of that Medicham before it goes down. Switch clock is almost out, so he would be able to switch here. About 5 seconds or so, he'll be able to switch out to Raichu if he chooses to. And now able to switch out, but is able to get that Sky Attack off. And we know this is an Ice Beam Play Rough Azumarill, so Skarmory doesn't have to worry about the charge moves here, and it's able to save that shield for Raichu or Skarmory if it needs it later on in the match. Definitely one of the reasons why you want to run a Hydro Pump on your Azumarill is right here, this matchup here, where they still have a shield. Each side has a shield, and so he brings out Wild Charge again onto this Skarmory. It's going to use a shield, so that's the last shield gone. He has a shield as well, so he can save that Raichu. Doesn't need to, because he is able to get another Wild Charge off before it can charge up the its charge attack there, and that is GG there. So 2-1, DMasterLance takes this second round of the Dallas Regional. You can see some of those plays, team comps and everything. He's definitely prepared for this cup, and that is one of the things why he is one of the top players in the world. Hopefully you guys are learning something from this. If you are, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so next round, round 3, we got E-Man 3626. He's got Medicham, Skarmory, Azumarill, Frostlass, my bay right there. Frostlass, I do like it. Didn't like it as much for regionals. Venusaur and Lantern. So Frostlass is definitely an interesting choice here. Avalanche puts on a lot of pressure, and then it's got Shadow Ball, Lantern. We'll see if what fast move it has, whether it has Charge Beam or Water Gun. Definitely will make a difference on how this match goes. Leads with Sableye, good choice here. Gonna be able to hit that foul play. Medicham saving up quite a bit of energy there. And doesn't use a shield, so that does quite a chunk of damage. DMasterLance decides to save his Sableye there, and switches into Venusaur, so this gives a positive advantage for Skarmory here. and doesn't need to shield anything on this Venusaur. Sludge Bomb, again, not very effective. Guys, don't hit Sludge Bomb against Skarmory with your Venusaur. I mean, just hit those Frenzy Plants. You know, it's neither one's very effective, but you're getting off more Frenzy Plants, so maybe they have to use a shield. But honestly, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible matchup because they can just farm up that energy. You can see got so many Sky attacks ready to go off that Venusaur. You cannot switch in to Venusaur if they might possibly have a Skarmory in the back. You're going to lose that match every time. There's nothing you can do. Honestly, nothing. Because they don't have to use a charge move at all to win that matchup. So hits an Ice Beam into Skarmory. So is an Ice Beam play rough variant of Azumarill again. Able to hit this Flash Cannon with 1 HP left. Is going to do, let's see if he shields it. He does burn a shield, so has the shield advantage here now. Able to bring out Gallade to put on that pressure of Azumarill. Those confusions just chunking damage. Decides to shield that up. It is a play rough. Would have been super effective. And able to hit that Leaf Blade. Trying to hit that Leaf Blade. There it goes finally. Going through. And you can see that Leaf Blade just going to annihilate Azumarill. It did build up a little bit of extra energy. Confusions are doing chunking damage and able to get to Leaf Blade again. That is going to be the end of this match for match 1 of round 3. Good use of his team there for DMasterLance. Gallade was a solid choice because it does work against Venusaur. Definitely had answers for Venusaur there. We'll see how E-Man 3626 responds in the next match. Waiting on them to load in. So he leads with Raichu and brings out Azumarill. So this is a positive matchup for Raichu. You can see he's going to switch off immediately. And DMasterLance brings it up and switches to Gallade. Doesn't have to block this first one as a power-up punch. Not very effective, obviously. And Confusion's just chunking damage so quickly. Able to get off that Leaf Blade. Medicham will have to use a shield here if it wants to stay in the game. And you can see this is going to... Let's see what move he did. Another power-up punch, so not doing very effective damage there. Counters are starting to add up, but hits another Leaf Blade. At this point, you probably just let your Medicham fall because it's... I mean, it could have won. Okay, he brought out Frostlass, and we have Frostlass. Built up some energy there. Okay, how does he respond now to this? Brings out the Skarmory. And you can see it's just chunking damage there, but this Ice Avalanche could do quite a bit. Or Shadow Ball, because there was enough energy there. Shadow Ball would have done quite a bit. So he takes that back out. So we bring back out Raichu. Hit a Brick Break to bait the shield out. Let's see if he falls for the bait. And he does not. So could have hit a Wild Charge there and changed the game, but definitely trying to bait that shield at. Play rough. Raichu does use a shield and hits a Wild Charge, which is going to be super effective if it lands. See if he uses his last shield. He decides not to and save it for Frostlass. Good choice there to save it for Frostlass, but Brick Break. Not going to do super effective damage here because of the ghost typing. But it is actually neutral, I guess, because of the ice. So Ice Ghost counteract each other. It is neutral. Shadow Ball into Raichu. Didn't have to hit Shadow Ball there. Maybe that's all he has on it. Definitely interesting there. Could have saved a little bit of energy and went with Avalanche instead. So definitely Frostlass is a little squishy. And just it didn't feel right in this meta since there's other ghosts. So there's the first. So that is We're on to round 4 now. We've got Adit. I'm going to say Adit. He's running Venusaur, Azumarill, Skarmory, Medicham, Altaria, and Whiscash is his lineup here. So you can see he's running Altaria, which a lot of people are not running. So let's see how that plays out. Maybe trying to draw out some ice users, maybe. So let's see if he uses Altaria in his lineup and how he uses it. Pretty much a standard set though the rest of the way. Whiscash, of course, I think is a solid pick for regionals. Gives you good damage. He actually leads with Altaria, so doing Dragon Breath, which does a ton of work. I mean, look at how much damage it's doing to poor old Sableye there. But able to get off Foul Play here into Altaria. Does chunk quite a bit of damage. Let's see, Sky Attack. Gonna do... Alright, he does block it. And he's going to be able to get to another Foul Play before Altaria is. Let's see if he shields this one. If not, Altaria will fall, and he's actually going to switch into... He is not going to switch. So he's going to allow Sableye to fall here. Nope, he's going to double shield that Sky Attack. And let's see if he can survive. Let's see if he decides to use another shield. He does not, so Altaria falls to Sableye. Sableye doesn't have much health left and is pretty much done for. Gonna bring out Skarmory here, farm up a little energy. Edit is gonna have to switch out. And, ooh. Didn't necessarily need to switch there. Does want to save that Skarm for later though. Power-up punches are going to do quite a bit. Let's see if he can sneak a wild charge in here. Does block that. So Raichu is going to fall to Medicham. No Protect Shields remain. He's got quite a bit of energy built up. Hits Power-up punch. Hits the Sky Attack against Medicham, who has no shields. Super effective, does drop him, and then can farm the rest of the way to victory. It's going to be a Frenzy Plant here into Skarmory. As soon as it gets to Sky Attack, this game's over. And there's the Sky Attack, and that's going to be GG for match 1 of round 4 here in the Dallas Regional. We are taking a look at DMasterLance, current number 11 in the world in Pokemon Go, SIlph Arena. And so he leads this time with Skarmory versus the Altaria. Is a positive matchup for Skarmory depending on shield situation. Let's see what happens in this one. You can see that Dragon Breath does do quite a bit of damage, but Sky Attack isn't going to do a whole lot. So there you go. Hits a Sky Attack. And chunks some damage there into the yellow. They're both into the yellow now. It is a very close matchup here, Skarm versus Altaria. Really depends on who uses a shield where, or if they even decide to shield. And Altaria does shield, so that does necessitate Skarm using a shield at some point if he wants to win this matchup. So there is that shield. You can see just how much Dragon Breath is doing though. Able to get off the second Sky Attack. And Altaria does use the second shield, and so that's the situation where Skarmory wins, or loses, I mean. And so Altaria did win that matchup and is in a bad position here. Gallade has to use that last shield because he brought Gallade and Medicham to this game. Able to drop Altaria fairly quickly with those confusions, and he brought out Azumarill. Leaf Blade is going to do super effective damage, but is it going to be enough to drop Azumarill? I don't think it is. Azumarill super tanky. Did hit one of those. Tried to switch out there, it looked like, and was not able to. No Protect Shields remaining. Ice Beam's going to do quite a bit, and is able to get to another Leaf Blade. So it leaves the last matchup here. Let's see what he brought in the back, and it is Medicham. So we go to Power Up Punch, mirror match here. He does have Gallade in the back with just a sliver of HP. Didn't want him to farm up that energy. So we'll see how this plays out. Mirror match is going to determine CMP. He does currently have, looks like Adit has CMP right now. Changes it up, goes for an Ice Punch here. He's done a couple pups already, so is going to do a little bit of damage there, but missing that extra damage because of the second pup or third pup, and is not able to get off that damage. So and it was a tie. So wow. So that goes down as a tie. DMasterLance has 1 win, 1 tie, and that's where it is right there. All right, so we go into the third match here. DMasterLance, if he wins this, could win this round. If he loses, they go to another game. We're going to Skarm versus Azumarill. He does switch out immediately to Gallade. Let's see if Azumarill switches and hits that Leaf Blade into... gets the switch just in time to the Skarmory. And this is bad situation for Gallade here. Those confusions are just taking so long to charge anything up. Is going to have to hit... goes down with fully charged up close combat. Was not able to get it off in time, unfortunately. So Skarmory has a lot of energy built up at this point. Definitely has energy advantage here. But bringing out the Sky Attack. Raining Sky Attacks now. Oh man, going down with all that energy just sucks. Worst feeling in the world right there. Switch Clock is almost out there. Skarmory hits the Sky Attack. Able to hit that Sky Attack. He does decide to use a shield. One shield situation right here, right now. And does not decide to use his shield. Smart move there to save it for later in the match. Hits another Sky Attack into the opposing Skarm. These mirror matches, man, just comes down to mind games sometimes. Is going to be able to knock him out with fast moves, but Adit is able to get off another one, and it does fall. Sableye in the back comes in, able to knock him out with one fast move there. And it is Azumarill. Does he shield here? If it's a play rough, that's the end. Okay, he does decide to shield. This is not looking good for DMasterLance. Is going to charge up quite a bit and do a foul play. It's not going to do a whole lot to Azumarill. Does use his last shield, and this is going to be GG for DMasterLance. So close. So close. So, this match, so it's 1-1-1 right now. Everything's pretty much tied up. Comes down to the last game. And then I want to talk about this for a second. DMasterLance did moved on to the next round, counted that tie as a loss, and so we did not have a fourth matchup there to show y'all. DMasterLance did lose that round in the SIlph Arena, so that is his first loss of the tournament. Currently, he has 3-1, and so this round he's going to go against Artful Angler. He is running Azumarill, Venusaur, Skarmory, Sableye, Bastiodon, and Medicham. First Bastiodon we've seen in this tournament against DMasterLance, so we are going to see how this goes. Let's see. Sableye. Let's see what Artful Angler brings out here in this round. 5th round of the Dallas Regional here. Both top competitors here. DMasterLance is number 11 currently in the world. And it is a Sableye mirror match. So definitely trying to switch out there. Does not get the switch. Hits the foul play. And does allow that to go through. Let's see if DMasterLance uses a shield or not. He does not. That's another foul play. You can see just pretty much exact mirrors of each other. Is able to get the foul play off with a sliver of HP left. I think they would have just knocked each other out. Oh, he decides to use a shield there, which does knock out and he's got a fully charged foul play ready to go. So is forced to use a shield on the Raichu because otherwise Raichu would have taken a chunk of damage. So basically one shield came out pretty much even there. Brings out Venusaur. What does he have in the back? I don't remember what he brought. Hits a wild charge here. Doesn't need to shield this. It does do quite a bit. Tries to switch out there. Isn't able to. Fortunately, Frenzy Plant is going to knock out Raichu there. Raichu is just pretty squishy. Gallade with those confusions just knocking out Venusaur before it can get to anything else. And he brings out in the back, he's got Skarmory. So close combat here. Let's see if he uses his last shield. He does. And I just don't think Gallade's not going to be able to get to another move. Is you able to use that shield? But this is going to be GG. DMasterLance looks like he's lost this match because not able to get to another close combat to do any damage there. So DMasterLance is down 0-1 going into the second match of round 5. So brings out Medicham versus Sableye. Is going to have to force to switch out. Is not able to switch again. Gets an Ice Punch off here versus Sableye. And let's see what happens. He does decide to use a shield, looks like. Or did he? I think he did. The animation wasn't there, but I don't think it did any damage. Yeah, there it is. 1 shield 1 right now. You can see Sableye or Medicham is just dropping quick. Hits a power-up punch. And tries to switch. Not very effective. And isn't able to switch again. I mean, the switching here is just not being able to switch is causing issues. Does hit. Is able to get a final power-up punch there. Very close, though, to not getting that power-up punch. And is going to faint there. It's a 0 shield on both sides now. So what do you bring out against Sableye, who probably has a foul play ready to go? Let's see what happens. Oh, it's Power Gem. So that's going to do. Having that second move on Sableye does help in some situations. Power Gem is a solid choice, especially with some of the flyers around. Does a chunk of damage at least. Switches into Raichu, but he switches out into Venusaur. Hits the wild charge. Fortunately, with no shields left, Raichu doesn't really stand a chance here. And Skarmory is going to have to come in and farm up some energy. So what you really want to do is your Raichu to fall here, and you be able to farm up enough energy to maybe get the advantage here. Just keep farming, keep farming. It's going to hit a Frenzy Plant here. You're going to be able to survive this. Still have a good chunk of change. And unfortunately, Wild Charge just did a little too much there, I think. We'll see if he can get off enough Sky attacks to... Yeah, Skarmory just has too much health. Unfortunately, no Protect Shield remain. and that's going to be GG. DMasterLance has lost 0-2 here in the 5th round of Dallas Regional. So that means he is now 3-2, 3 wins, 2 losses. Sixth and final round is going to be against E. Gibbs 23. He is running Lugia, the first one we've seen, Azumarill, Bastiodon, Skarmory, Venusaur, Medicham. So let's see what DMasterLance uses. Lugia is an interesting choice here. I don't know if he'll see any action here against his team. Definitely would be super effective against Medicham. He leads with Bastiodon. DMasterLance leads with Sableye in the game there. So we see foul play from Sableye coming out and going to do some damage there to Bastiodon. Not a whole lot of damage though. Bastiodon is just so slow to me. I know it's doing Smackdown, doing a lot of damage, but and then it hits the Stone Edge here, but DMasterLance blocks that. And E. Gibbs is going to tank another foul play here from Sableye. You can see Sableye is, chunking it down. Slowly but surely it's getting chunked down. Able to get another foul play off before it gets a Stone Edge off. So is going to be forced to use a shield there. DMasterLance will probably allow his Sableye to fall to Bastiodon here, using that energy. And then brings out, I guess Raichu would be the best choice here, I would think. Yeah, and then Brick Break. Go right into Brick Break right away as soon as you have it available. Nope. He's going to charge up a little extra energy on that Bastiodon since it did just use that charge move. Good use of energy there to gain a little bit of extra on that Bastiodon for the next opponent, which is Azumarill. Gonna hit that wild charge into Azumarill, see if he takes the hit or if he shields. He does not, so that does quite a bit of damage there. Azumarill will be able to take out Alolan Raichu here if he decides not to shield. He does shield though, so gonna gain some energy on this Azumarill and allow. Let's see what he's got in the back. He's going to hit Wild Charge right away. Doesn't even care what it is. It's a Skarmory. So that is bad news for Skarm there, using his last shield. Going to bring out the Skarmory v Skarmory mirror match again. Something we've seen quite a bit in this regional. And in this situation, the good thing is DMasterLance in the back has that Raichu. And so he can just hit these sky attacks, keep sky attacking away, just chunking down this damage, and then know that he's got the Raichu in the back. No Protect Shields remain, so we'll see if he's able to chunk it down enough to get it out of here, or if he will have to rely on that Raichu to just do a little cleaning up after the match. So it's going to be close. Oh, he actually did get CMP advantage there for a second and was able to get that. And Skarmory is able to clean up without the Raichu coming in at all. So DMasterLance wins match 1 of round 6. So let's see. E. Gibbs we're at Gallade versus Bastiodon. So hitting those confusions. Let's see, confusion, and then gonna do some Leaf Blade action here. And see, just building up that energy. Is he gonna go for close combat? He does actually do close combat. Is gonna have to use a shield, I believe, to survive. Not very effective. Actually, he may not have had to. He hits close combat. Does use that shield. You can see Leaf Blade is available. See if he's going to go for another close combat, though, it looks like. And does he use a second? Does he use a second one? He does not. He decides to let his Bastiodon fall to close combat. And brings out Venusaur as actually a good matchup for Gallade. You can see he does quite a bit of damage to Venusaur there. Before falling finally, has the shield advantage and has the Pokemon advantage here. He doesn't have to shield this, can save that for whatever is in the back. Hits Sludge Bomb there, and once again hits, just farming up energy on that Venusaur. Skarmory is doing quite a bit. Hits the Flash Cannon. At this point, Flash Cannon gets him down into the yellow, and gonna tank a hit here. Let's see, it's Ice Beam. Does switch into to Raichu against this Azumarill. This is going to be GG here. He will get to this wild. Oh, he didn't actually get to the wild charge before. Had a little bit of extra stored energy. Hits the Ice Beam. Not enough there. Going to hit this wild charge, and that's going to be GG. DMasterLance winning round 6 of the Dallas Regional, ending up going 4-2 in the tournament. Not a bad showing at all. Had a few hiccups there. Round 4 definitely had some issues there. And I want to congratulate Artful Angler, who went 6-0 in the tournament, for winning the Dallas Regional and getting the auto invite to Chicago, or whichever world tournament he decides to compete in. I'll just assume it's Chicago. Congratulations to him. DMasterLance did have a little bit of a rough day, losing 0-2 to Artful Angler and the 1-1-1 versus Adit or Audit, or however you want to pronounce that name. I don't really know, but congratulations, Artful Angler, on the victory. And hopefully that gives you guys some idea of how the top players in the world are competing, some team compositions, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think, what you saw in those matches that you're interested in, and definitely if you guys want me to do more of these, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are competing in regional this week, record it. If you happen to win, or you feel like it's a good, you did really well in it, send me either a Twitter DM or something like that, or Discord, or any of those. Send me those comments. Let me know how you guys did in your regionals. Very interested, and I may do another shoutcast next weekend if I get some good content for that. And thanks, guys, for watching, subscribing, liking, etc., etc. Hopefully this is something we can keep doing in the future. And until next time, guys, thanks again, and keep on battling.